Chloe. This time, it's a bizarre, tangled story I heard from Korea. A single unfortunate soul passed away, but because of that one body, an entire village gets swept up in a massive commotion and into another tragedy. One late night, a farmer, stumbling home drunk from a wake in the next village, was walking down a dirt path. The sound of wailing from the house of mourning broke the night's silence, but he was just focused on his drunken state. That's when he saw him. A man collapsed on the side of the road. "Hey you! You'll catch a cold sleeping here," he slurred, shaking the man, but he didn't stir. Something was wrong. In the moonlight, he could see the dirt beneath the man's head was soaked dark red. In an instant, the farmer sobered up, seized by terror. "I'm the first witness. If I stay here, I'll surely be framed as the murderer." His mind went blank. The voice of reason telling him to report it fought a desperate battle with the primal instinct to not get involved. In the end, instinct won. He spotted the village tavern, the Jumok, its lights out for the night. He slung the man's limp arm over his shoulder and began to grunt and drag the body, hoping he looked like he was just helping a drunk friend. He carefully propped the corpse up against the tavern's large wooden bench, the Pyeongsang, and fled into the darkness without looking back. Short while later, inside that very tavern, a rowdy game of cards was in full swing. It was a local gambler, Mr. Choi, alias, and his friends. Just as Choi yelled, "All right, this is the last round," the tavern door flew open and a constable barged in. "Freeze!" The gambler scattered in a panic, and the constable smugly began to search the place. And then he found the body propped up on the bench. "You scoundrels! You kill a man and then play dumb? I've caught you at the scene of the crime. Don't even think about moving." The gamblers were dumbfounded. Who killed anyone? But the constable was stubborn. What else could it be but a fight over gambling money that led to murder? Eventually, the constable left for the main town to get a detective, and the remaining gamblers felt their world go dark. "Oh, what rotten luck! A dead guy just rolls in. We're going to be framed for murder for sure." Conspiratorially. Just then, a brilliant idea popped into Mr. Choi's head. "Wait a minute, didn't they say there was a funeral in the next village? We'll steal that body and swap them." It was an absurd plan, but they figured it was better than being framed for murder. In the dead of night, they ran to the neighboring village's funeral and succeeded in stealing a body from its coffin. Then they replaced the original body with the stolen one, laying it out on the tavern bench as if nothing had happened. Gravely, sometime later, the constable returned with a detective. "You scoundrels, still going to deny it?" As the detective lifted the sheet to check the corpse's face, the daughter-in-law from the funeral house came running, wailing that her husband's body had disappeared. "Oh, my darling, what are you doing here?" The constable and the detective were speechless. They were sure there had been a body with a bloody head wound on the bench, but somehow it had been replaced with a perfectly intact one. With a sense of discovery, at that very moment, the farmer reappeared and confessed everything, admitting he had moved the body he found to the tavern. 2 bodies and 3 tangled incidents. So then, what was the true identity of the first murdered corpse? His name was Chilsing, alias. 3 years prior, he was a newlywed, famous in the village for the love he shared with his wife. But shortly after their marriage, he was conscripted for forced labor and returned a broken man, ravaged by disease. His wife, Yongsen, alias, pretended to nurse him devotedly, but her heart was elsewhere. She had already found another man and resented her husband for returning alive. In the end, she conspired with her lover, bludgeoned her sleeping husband with a rock, and planned to stage a quiet funeral, claiming he died from his illness. But her performances created by the lapping foolish actions of unlucky people. Please leave your thoughts in the comments.